And now we ask questions, obviously, because JDG, like you have said, Tyler, were one of the favorites coming in. If you were to pick three teams, they probably would have been one of them. And now they flame out in the quarterfinals. And now they look internally, and questions, of course, will be asked on what will be the future. So what do you think?
If I'm Chovy right now, obviously, the wound is still open. It's still bleeding. It still hurts. You don't want to throw salt into the wound, but you got to go Draymond Green on this, don't you? Already got Chovy has to go to the back rooms, go to his hotel room, bump into his old friend Chovy from the Griffin days, who's also a free agent, and say, "Let's partner up. Let's do this. Let me and you. Let's find a team together. More than likely in the LPL." And let's run roughshod, because both these guys during the spring and summer have had lots of success. Both DRX and JD Gaming both made top 8 at Worlds. Both Chovy and Chovy being the respective aces of their team. I want to see them play together. They never played together on Griffin because it was always Tarzan and Chovy. It was always those two, and then Chovy got loaned out to JD Gaming, and he kind of got lost in the shuffle, and he never really came back to Griffin because Griffin, kaboomed, and now Griffin's gone as an organization. I want to see Chovy and Chovy team up and pick a spot where these two can go for a world championship. Maybe that's JD Gaming. Maybe if you want to, take out Loken, replace him with a more, a Chinese AD carry, bring in Chovy over Yagao, and go Zoom, Chovy, Chinese AD carry, and then you got Luna on the bottom lane. That's a scary team. And again, Yagao, solid player, very good player, but he's no Chovy. So if I'm Chovy and I'm Chovy, two of, if not the two biggest free agents in the free agency pool this offseason, I'm talking to each other. They're friends. And Arda, didn't you see those photos a few days ago when they traded jerseys and Chovy was in that nice JDG jacket, smiling for the cameras? He looked good in that jersey. He looked good in that jacket. And if you're JD Gaming, you're a big e-commerce in China, you have a lot of money, you are ready to spend, you're ready to become a world champion, I think Chovy might be the next logical step. I want to see Chovy and Chovy play on the same team.
He did look happy in that picture. Yeah. He did look happy. Yeah. Smiling.
Yeah.
Jubilant, some would say.
Yeah. If he would go to a team with a close friend of his who's already been in China for 2 years, it would be an easy transition to have a friend with him to make that transition. JD Gaming probably would offer him a lot more than a DRX or another South Korean team. He wouldn't have to come to North America, which is also a plus for him. So, if I'm Chovy and if it comes to a part where you can team up with Chovy on JD Gaming or another LPL team, I think that's the best position, because Tarzan's going to LNG Esports, so that could be another direction for Chovy. But I really want to see what Chovy and Chovy could do together. I really want to see that tandem play out, because those are two of the most talented young men we have in League of Legends today. And two superstars teaming up in the LPL or the LCK, if an LCK team wants to throw down the money, I would be all for it.
Lots of conversations are being had
this
year at
in
Worlds
that hotel.
2020.
Oh, yeah. There must be. I mean, you're all in the same hotel. Like, all the managers. Do you think
it's even more? Like, do you think it's even bigger because, like, they are in a bubble and, like, they're all presumably they're like they are all they have, right? Of course, they're going to stick with their teams, but like they're going to see other players and when they go to the restaurants or whatever is available to them. I feel like this year more than other years there would be even more conversations being had with other teams.
I mean, there's less things to do. There's less like freedom you could possibly have. I think maybe the only thing would be the COVID regulations. Obviously, I think there's going to be less money thrown around by fewer teams, just because of the COVID situation. But if you're going to spend money this offseason, you're going to spend money on Chovy and Chovy. And, China right now is, pretty, stable when it comes to the COVID situation. Again, we're going to have fans, 6,000 fans at the final. I mean, they're in a decent spot. And I think if any league or region is going to be spending money in the offseason, it's going to be the LPL, which is growing by the day. It's the second biggest sport in China. Obviously, they're going to spend money. And, they have McDonald's commercials. Like, Victory 5 were in a McDonald's commercial like a few days ago. Arda, like, it's big time right now for the LPL in China. So, Chovy and Chovy are the two big fishes in the free agency pool. And I'm just waiting to see which organization tries to pull the double, because I think pairing those two together and creating your team around those two players, and especially if you have some high-tier domestic talent like Zoom for JD Gaming, some other teams that can pair them with some really good Chinese talent, that's going to be a team that is going to be a favorite to go far and to battle the TSs of the world come 2021, because TES has always been more individually talented. JD Gaming, they just won off the brains and the macro and the team fighting. If you got Chovy in the mix, that brings you the X factor of the individual talent that could go against Knight, who can lane against Knight, who can maybe even beat Knight in lane, as we saw versus DRX versus TES in the group stages. I just really love the idea of Kanavi and Chovy teaming up. And they have to be talking. They got to be talking in the bubble, Arda.
Oh, I'm certain they have to.
Oh, yeah. They got to be chatting. Yeah.